Hello and welcome to the Massive Fran Art Stream. It's me, Ryan, here today to, do my almost weekly stream. I basically missed my stream, but I'm trying to play catch up. For anyone who's never been to my stream before, I'm Massive Fran, nice to meet you. I'm an artist, animator, pixel artist, illustrator, the works. And, I use most of these streams to just do a bunch of my art plus talk about stuff. So, I'm kind of just recovering from, my conventions for the past week. Been doing a lot of video editing. I hosted some panels at WindyCon last weekend. It was over the weekend of last Friday to Sunday. I've been pretty happy with that. Been kind of just video editing that. I did I moderated 4 panels, and then I spoke at another 4 probably, so I was doing 8 panels for the first time ever, so I've been pretty happy with that. Unfortunately, I've only managed to record 3. I did have a 4th panel, but it was kind of me doing a presentation, and I didn't really like the presentation, so I kind of just gonna leave that out. But the other 3 panels I did with other people. I had other speakers and I asked them questions. It was pretty fun. That Friday, I did a panel on selling your artwork, and I uploaded that on YouTube, so you can check out that hour-long, talk with 2 artists, and that's been pretty nice. Just talking about the ins and outs of getting into shows, dealing with conventions, and basically just the artist's life of trying to cultivate what's basically a small business when it comes to doing artwork. So, been doing a show like that. I also hosted another panel called the Self-Care for Creative at WindyCon, so that was on Saturday. Hey Tide, how's it going? Welcome. So I did a self-care panel. That's been pretty nice. Kind of just talking about our feelings and trying to keep our sanity while trying to work out our feelings overall on life, and trying to just keep ourselves in the moment, try to stay motivated. So this is a nice panel for anyone who struggles with being motivated, or drawing when sad, or creating when sad, and stuff like that. So that's pretty nice with that. And finally, I guess the last panel of that Saturday, because I mostly spoke at the rest of the panels, I had a self-publishing seminar with 2 authors. One author is completely self-published. He's Rick Hines of the Storyteller's Forge and the Black Ballad, which finished its backer Kickstarter, or backer kit thing. So the Black Ballad's going to be expanding their stuff real soon, so that's pretty nice for him. And Tim Akers, he's a published author, basically. He's kind of a guy who's been to both sides of the coin when it comes to, dealing with both traditional publishing and self-publishing, and Tim really just lets it out with how crappy a lot of traditional publishing measures are. So it's actually been pretty eye-opening for me, because I know very little about, honestly, even comic publishing. I had some tiny insights when it came to comic publishing, but I didn't have anything significant when it came to stuff, because most of my knowledge on comic publishing is from other comics podcasts, and I guess most of my self-publishing stuff is seeing other webcomic artists do their stuff, plus my own experiences, going to conventions or taking commissions and all that stuff. So my input was kind of minimal. Yikes, am I peeking? I don't like that I peek so much. Hey, how's it going? We're gonna be doing some Pixlart stuff there. And I'm mostly kind of just, talking about just conventions that I've been to last weekend. And I recently was at, WindyCon. And I'm also going to be preparing for SableCon. So that's coming up this weekend, next Saturday on the 16th. So that's going to be fine, fantastic. And now I'm going to be tackling some Pixlart tonight. I'm nearly finished with this piece of this commission. It's a moving idle animation, and I think I've blocked this out enough that I could make this work as how it is, and I think if I just polish this today, I could just knock that out. So today is basically work on this today and talk about, just life. So, hope everyone's doing alright. Things have been pretty decent, I'd say. Well, yeah, kind of spent most of this week video editing. Call you Tongue. Yep. Tongue. T-U-N-G-E? No. T-U-G. Tongue. Yes. T-O-N-G-U-E. Yeah, what I did at the convention. Oh, I hosted a few panels. I hosted 3 different panels. One on selling art at art shows, one on, self-care and mental health as an artist, and another on self-publishing. So most of those were a talk, and I posted some YouTube links if you're interested. So yeah, I dropped them in the chat earlier, so if you want to scroll forward, I've got a whole bunch of different, I record them on YouTube, so you can check that out there. So yeah, it's been pretty nice with that. WindyCon was pretty decent. It's a sci-fi convention in Chicago. Well, Oak Brook, actually, not Chicago, but it's basically in Illinois. And it's pretty nice. It's mostly for authors, I'd say. I think I was the only comic artist specifically. No, there was one. Dex is sort of a comic artist, but she's well, actually, no. Dex is more a writer than a comic artist. Yeah, Dex is more of an artist, but yeah, I think I was the only artist there, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. You should swing, so I'm gonna unlink you so you can swing. Have you swing, and you should be how about here? Move you here, nudge you. Yeah, nudge you here. That should be good. Then let that. I just roll here. Yeah, it was a pretty good time overall. I got to make a decent amount of sales over there, and hosting a panel for the first time was pretty nice. I'll say that much. I had my own personal qualms when it comes to, I guess, my own self-critique. I feel like I should have prepped my questions better, and I kept meandering when I was speaking myself, so I never really took more time to rehearse my presentations. And of course, I'm not a fan of my public speaking skills in general. I feel they're very iffy. Like streaming's supposed to help me with this, but I still, doing it in public and then streaming is always a tougher proposal. Let's see, can I get away with this? How are we doing here? You're too extreme of a movement. I'll let this go for now. Yeah. Oh, put this here. Let you droop. And then that'll work. Alright, that's good. Oh yeah, and I also took some traditional commissions, which I'll post later because this is for an actual person, and I usually try to not post whips if I'm not 100% sure I'll finish them. But, it's going pretty well with that whip because, I got the commission during the convention, and I thought, okay, I'll be able to finish this in the convention. But then I had a panel, and then my commissioner had to leave the con early, so luckily I usually will mail whatever traditional commissions I get at conventions. So if you ever commission me at cons and you have to leave the con or I don't finish your commission by the end of the show, I am absolutely going to mail it to you. And I'll even do some extra things like I'll put in some fancier envelopes. Like since I'm next to my fancier, my actual drawing desk, I'm able to do some more stuff. Like for this commission, I'm working with gouache paint. So I'm doing something more than just my alcohol markers, and I'm actually painting it. And I actually was thinking about streaming the paint commission, like the traditional paint commission, but my desk setup is still kind of crap, and my phone setup is sort of not as good. I did try to download Prism, Live Prism or whatever it is, the phone app. Let me look at the phone app. What's the phone app? Prism Live, that's what it's called. And apparently it lets you multi-stream with the phone, so hopefully that's good. But of course, that's one of those things. And of course, I keep saying no because I have no self-awareness. Whenever I'm editing my own videos, I notice my weird verbal tics and I just get irritated. And that contributes to my personal self-conscious bad feelings when it comes to my public speaking skills. So that's one thing that I do need to get better at, is not saying like you're seeing me constantly pausing because I want to not say again, but look at me now, I'm about to say I'm feeling it in my brain. I feel myself about to say and I can't say that I'm getting better at staying aware of it, so it's a start. It's not perfect, but it's a start. Oh yeah, I keep saying yeah as well. Luckily, I'm about to Not to finish this, but I think I'm gonna finish this. Oof, hearing how many times I say A is astonishing. Yeah, exactly. When you're video editing yourself and you hear yourself saying all these little verbal tics, you say A or like, that you hear yourself talking, you get annoyed with yourself. And then you get all self-conscious and thinking, oh, am I annoying other people when I say that? I sound like a weird California girl, like a valley girl. And you don't realize that most speech, or at least most American speech, sounds like that. And you know what? Let's put you in a folder so I can just hide you. Oh, you body. Why do I keep accidentally typing that? There we go. And then I can just hide the body and oh wow, I didn't even know that happened. It looks like a little the slug cast from Rain World. Oh howdy dog. Yeah, thanks for the lurk. As it looks like the little slug cat from Rain World, kinda. I've been aware of Rain World. People have been making Rain World. I'm aware of Rain World right now. Let's see. Unlink you. Let's unlink this. Yes, there we are. Like, that's like adding nothing, like... yeah, exactly. And you gotta pause to think and make sure you're not doing those, there's actually an official term for this, like, I say it again. There's an official term for doing stuff like this. Filler words. Yes, filler words. And, yeah, filler words are common with people who are public speaking for the first time, and that's one of the early things that you'll notice when you speak publicly is you end up noticing your own flaws with that. And when you're video editing, that can be annoying as hell, and you end up cringing at your own voice. I think that's why most people don't like the sound of their own voice, is because they don't like the cadence of their voice or their style. Some people don't like their accents, or some people aren't so happy with how high their voice is in comparison to how they hear the voice in their head. Whenever I hear my voice, I sound much slower than how I imagine myself speaking. I keep imagining that I speak faster than I can, but when I listen to myself speak, I am slow like a turtle, like I'm high all the time, but I've never done any drugs in my life. But whenever I listen to myself, I get so self-conscious. I need to not fret so much about the tongue, because the tongue's supposed to move. Like, how's the tongue supposed to look right now? Okay. Maybe I can stretch this further. Stretch you further. Okay, maybe I could use this as a transition frame, and then have this tongue move and roll forward, kinda. That way, it'll overshoot a little, and then return to the general voice. Mate, your voice is actually quite pleasant to listen to. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people told me that I have a voice for radio, but of course, radio isn't around. Podcasts are still there, but then what the heck could I talk about in a podcast? Honestly, streaming is the closest equivalent, so that kind of works for me. So, just doing these weekly streams is always just good in general. So, thanks for sticking around and listening to me ramble about my odd art decisions. Well, actually, they're not odd. I need to stop shit talking myself so much. That's also another thing that I keep doing is not acknowledging my own, significance. I'm not complimenting myself enough or giving myself enough credit for doing the bare minimum. I did that self-care panel, and here I am spouting a lot of these tips that I'm basically repeating from my own therapist about making sure to not completely shit talk yourself, or to make sure that you actually celebrate your victories. And I'm not even doing that, and I should, because that's important. Otherwise, you'll lose your morality. You'll not be willing to continue on to a lot of these things because you never believe in yourself, and you're always thinking about yourself in the worst context, and that kind of stuff. When you're, the negative self-talk and all that stuff, that piles on, and it makes it harder and harder to look for the positives in yourself. I think there's some psychology thing when it comes to pessimism, and I think a lot of pessimism can cause problems where you will miss you'll miss positive opportunities because you're not looking for those positive opportunities, or you're not it's not even just a simple think positively thing. It's more of because you're not looking for it, you won't be able to recognize when something good's happening. So that can mess with you. And it tracks. Sometimes you feel like you'd rather just do everything else but this stupid thing that you want that is hindering you. And the thing that you're tackling is really hard and annoying, and you want nothing to do with it. And there have been plenty of times where I struggle to justify getting out of bed. I mean, the other good justification for getting out of bed is you need to get paid and pay your bills. You have heavy credit card bills. But beyond that, getting out of bed just sucks. And those little things where you're trying to find those small victories of saying, if I get out of bed, I can have a nice shower. Or if I get out of bed, I can enjoy coffee. Little tiny justifications to get yourself to seek out either a reward or something positive to grip on. Like whenever you're feeling bad and you are in that downslope that you'll probably, I say again. So your current feelings are in the normal face mode. This is you being normal, and then this is sad, or no, this will be happy. And then down here would be sad. Yeah, sad. And I'll probably just use this. Most of your days are going to be like this because it's a regular work day. You're going to work, you are living life, you might go to groceries because you gotta do some errands, pick up some breakfast foods, or get some dinner items for your folks, or whichever. This is the general day. And then if someone compliments you on maybe a shirt you're wearing, you probably feel up. Maybe it's not significant, but it's a little up. And you'll be able to actually just continue on to your day, just slightly happier. And if you also go home and say, hey, someone complimented me on my shirt today, I'm feeling pretty good, you'll actually also go up a little because you're acknowledging that positive moment. So you get a little bit more of that buff. And then that momentum can lead to more positivity. And thanks for the follow, Lilypad. And I'm kind of just having this mental health self-care sample thing that I did in my panel, but now I have a bit of a visual representation. And taking those tiny little steps can lead to you just being all the way up here. Because you started down here in neutral, but look here, you're now basically above a mountain. And maybe in the next day, your old neutral is now all the way up here. And then maybe you'll have something higher where maybe you decide to eat a healthier breakfast, and you tell yourself, hey, I had a healthy breakfast today. I should be happy about that. Get little stair steps. It's never a fast climb, but it's a giant series of stair steps. But then, even if you have a bad day where, say, someone cuts you off on the road when you're driving, or you trip and fall over, or something like that, that won't completely ruin your day. But if you tell yourself, oh, I fell over and had an accident, I'm the clumsiest guy in the world, I hate myself, you end up going even lower because you're acknowledging your mess up instead of saying, hey, accidents happen, let's not dwell on it. You spend the rest of that day dwelling on it, and then you end up kind of dwelling even more on it. You'll probably ruminate on it, saying, oh, I'm so clumsy, someone else is going to notice I'm so clumsy. And then you'll catch some interaction with maybe like a co-worker or something, and they'll be like, and you'll make an assumption that your co-worker's boredom is because of you. Like, you'll have a conversation about maybe sports or something. Maybe like you're talking about the last football game or something like that, and your co-worker's kind of like checking out a little. They're not paying too much attention. And you notice that they probably don't even notice that they're checking out, or they're kind of hunting you. And you'll make a projection to them that you're boring them, so you end up falling even further, when the truth of it probably isn't as clear. Like, obviously, they'll probably be listening to you and paying attention, because they're either waiting for the next thing for them to say, or they know what they're saying and they can memorize it. They just want to keep you talking. I also learned that in interviews, doing the nod and is actually the best thing you can do if you're conducting interviews, because you're trying to get the other person to talk more. So that's also another thing that might be a thing that they're doing for you to get you more out of your shell. Alright, let's see. You know what? Let's detach you. So I have the tongue. Because I feel like... the tongue needs to be much larger. So I'm just gonna fiddle around with this. Yeah. I'm kind of just exploring how this animation should flow, because this needs to be in an arc, and then it's supposed to be the peak of that arc. And then arc goes down here. And then at the end of that arc is where the tongue hits the entire momentum here. And then we need to make sure the arc's actually going back. I do something like this, then have it roll back like this. And this is me pondering how to animate. And a lot of my animation knowledge is kind of vibes based. A lot of my I was formally trained in college to do animation, so I know, the typical 12 principles of animation stuff. But that's about it. I don't know full on Sakuga stuff until I'm actually kind of just going in and making a legit fight scene. I'm basically making a simple simple loop. Snake eater in my time, there is nobody else. Snake eater. I've never played any Metal Gear game at all. Well, actually, no. I played a tiny bit of the NES Metal Gear, but that's not a canon Metal Gear, is it? I don't think so. Snake Eater. And I dream snake over. Oh shit. I noticed that the tongue frickin' grows. So that's kind of an issue. Yeah, animation just fun to muck around with. Oh yeah. You know, as crappy as the tiny intricacies of pondering how on earth a thing looks, it's still fun to get things rolling. And just making animation work in general is always kind of just the fun part. Hey, you know what? Let me see something. You're idling. Put you at... You're up here. Idle. Maybe if I add another frame, because it'll be an even 16 loop. Because if I look at the body... Okay. I should not fill that pink, because it's distracting. Let's delete you. Let's delete this beginning part. Work off of this. Okay. Okay. Kind of weird because if I get into animation ultra instinct mode, they'll kind of just be over for a stream. I'm just gonna be locking in, figuring out how on earth this movement's supposed to look, and not paying attention. That's kind of just how I go. Okay, I think I know how I could tackle this. Alright. This will be forward here. Copy this. Unlink you. You'll be here. Should have made my eraser larger. Good, I'm gonna do that. Make eraser 3. That way when I flip my tablet pen, I can just knock off this fast. I could just use lasso, but I am not rolling hard here. Okay. Alright, how are we looking here? Onion skin. Okay, you're looking much better. It's a little rough, but I think it can work. I think what I have here can work. Okay. I'll color you in. And then get rid of, I'll color you in. And then detach you. And rework this to the actual proper position. Because basically this tongue needs to stay in a similar position as its head moves. But of course you don't want to completely change it because it's already looking smooth. Like, let me just fill it inside it. We're just gonna get in. We're just getting in. We're getting in like Zangief, boys. Oop. Okay. Yeah, so I'm about to just get into just ultra instinct sometimes where I get silent and I'm just locking in, getting all that animation-ness going. It's lifting a tip. Alright, last tongue, and that should be good. Alright, how we looking? Alright. Tongue's a nice mass. Unlink you. Put you here. Nudge you back. And maybe just and they rotate you. Rotate you, and you should be solid. Alright, how we looking? Get rid of the onion skin. Alright, so far so good. The tongue is looking smooth. I might be able to use a little bit of that as like a jewel point, maybe? Maybe. Let me take a swig. So far so good with you. Let me just save a 11er. Look at this. It's now 11 versions of this, because I've been working on this for the past month. But the hope is I can at least get this done by today. That'd be ideal. So let's see, what color is your initial tongue? We'll use this color, because this is our animation color here. It's still kind of tough to deal with the tongue that's growing so much. Because probably could be like this instead. Probably longer out here. And it kind of just sticks out farther. Then I could make that work. That way that could mitigate the growing. This sort of works. And of course, you gotta get rid of the tiny jaggies. They're not big jaggies, but they're gonna be an issue. Because I plan to just go with the outline tool. Get that down. That should be... Yeah, get rid of the lighter pink, because that's not the palette I'm looking for. Get rid of some of these. That'll work. And we nearly got it. Or at least I nearly got it. You're not working on it. Nice. Alright. So I have the tongue working. Everything's lolling around. Now I'm kind of like noticing that kind of just pauses a little too long. Like, I feel like this should go even further. Like, either this needs to go further. Okay, I think I know what I can do here. Push you further out. Kind of ruins the silhouette a bit, but... nudge you just a bit lower. Make this thinner. Oh, I know what I could do here. I'll just have it so I just have this longer, thinner right here. Or just have it here instead. Have it start here. Yeah, have that start here. Maybe like tilt that back. I've never seen Bakano, but this anime opening, or I guess remix, is amazing. Decided we're just gonna go here. Is this band your song? No, this is a 8-bit band. Yeah, this band is just a 8-bit band. Oh no, it's Super Soul Bros. I remember right. Yes, 8-bit big band. Wait, no, that's not it. Where is it? Yes, it's Super Soul Bros. That's what it is. And yeah, Super Soul Bros are a really good, game remix band. Might as well just drop a Bandcamp link to them because I absolutely 100% recommend Super Soul Bros. Are a nice, jazz band or soul band in this case. Though I do like the overall genre of jazz and soul. Like it's one of those. I think it's one of those genres which sounds so similar to video game music, but it sounds legit enough that you could take this in front of the public and no one will think that you're not deeper than a puddle. It's one of those wacky things. But yeah, Super Soul Bros pretty nice with that. Obviously they're covers of existing video game music, but honestly, I like those. Okay. I think the one thing that's royally borking me right now is that the loop is uneven to the movement, because the character, or at least the head, goes down here, but then the transition movement goes back to here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. I wonder if I do this, move everything this way. That ain't working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not on twos though. That drives me batty sometimes. You know what? I think I can make that work. Give you one more too, so it's actually even. Okay. Okay. I think I've solved my issue in a way. Because now there should be a more even split when it comes to where the breaks and the move go. Alright, let's pick the keyframes. Alright, I feel like the tongue moves way too far for what it needs to be doing right now. Like, if anything, it should probably just be down here. And here I am spending probably 30 minutes on what's basically a tongue when I could be reworking. I think you'll like the band Your Song Is Good, but you don't have to try it now, but give their song On a try. Ha. Is my, Alright, so nothing's actually playing right now. Your song is good. Yeah, for a second I'm like, oh, is the song name thing's not actually on because I actually crashed my webcam. Okay, you working? Boom. May rotate here. That'll work like that. Work like this, and that'll work be that. That's a tangent, but I'm just gonna let you go. I also realized that I do want to move the arm some more, so probably make that work. Okay. Okay, probably have something that transitions to this would be good. Something like this would work better. That should be much smoother. Okay. Need a transition here. That's still too far. Maybe this needs to be not extreme. Maybe put this here. Maybe that'll be a smoother transition. Okay. This loop still feels so chopped. Oh, I think I found the problem here. I still kept the link. This should be better now. Okay, there we are. Should be much. You know what? Fuck it. Lasso, 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 lasso. Why do I keep just using the eraser? Let's try this time. Okay, that's a smoother transition. Could be. Could be lower here. Okay, now I'm encountering a weirder problem. There aren't enough frames for this movement. Okay, maybe if I move this. Oh, that actually looks surprisingly better. Because it has a better rhythm. Yeah, that's a way better rhythm. Also, I also realized I could have put the tongue behind the head. That way, I could just have it extend up to here. And don't even need to worry about being precise. And I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place. Leave it to me to be a hyper-efficient animation lord. Yeah. There we are. Okay. Kind of spilling out this way. Get rid of this. That's looking much better. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing what could be an issue here. How you looking? Okay. I think for now, I'll let go of the tongue. No pun intended. But I think this is as good as we can get with this tongue. I also realize that this tongue is way longer. Can I nudge you higher? Can I nudge you higher? Maybe I can fudge this a bit more. Because, yeah, this tongue frickin' grows when it shouldn't. And also there's a extra part to this tongue that shouldn't be. Alright. Okay, this tongue is now not as crazy long. There's still some rough spots to it, but the tongue's much better. Okay. Control S. Alright. What time is it? 8:29. Alright. I should finish the tongue though, because it's literally the main things that are just kind of just keeping me from finishing this. There are some tiny things like getting this back. Other than that, there's still just, I'm nearly done. I'm just at the home stretch of this specific one. So, I just polished the tongue right here. Get rid of this because it was useless. Acknowledge this. Now. Should be lesser than fill for me. Get there. That should be good. It's kind of weird. I think one thing that I really need to learn is to kind of plan my workflow with a lot of these a lot better, because on the one hand, I assume to get certain ones done faster than the others, and I'm kind of just jumbling around between each project without really taking a more, I'd say, controlled timeline of how my work's supposed to go. Because I jump between one character to another character to a different character, and my mic keeps peaking. Yeah, readjust the gain for one tiny thing and it just completely works itself. I really need to either knock down the gain or turn up my limiter. I'll do that another time. In fact, I'll do that. I do need to double check my actual. I need to look through my body. I do need to look through my audio setup because I could stand to rework my audio setup so it's better than it really should be. Because my audio setup's adequate. It's just I always feel that I have audio issues with most of my recordings, especially when I'm recording and trying to edit this video in shortcut or shotcut. I keep looking at that word, and the word's actually shotcut and not shortcut. It's like this a Mandela effect where I'm looking at the icon as I double click it and assuming that's a word that it's not. Whenever I do edits of a lot of my videos, the one thing that I used to be able to do when I edited with DaVinci Resolve until it just kept eating too much of my computer and it was just flat out unsustainable, is I used to record my audio and music separate. So I have my voice channel in one channel and then the music channel is second channel. So just in case the music was louder than my voice on, whenever I had my music shuffled, I wouldn't have to worry about either the music being too soft or my voice being unhearable for most of the stream. And I could just re-edit the mix so you could actually hear me over my music. Contemplating moving on to the background or sleeping. I say go to sleep. If it's late at night, you should sleep. You'll be able to finish your background much faster when you have a actual night's rest, because you can let your mind ruminate on the artwork for a bit, give it a bit of time, and then you'll either be able to see what's wrong with it, or you'll be able to see what you can do next. That's one thing that I am learning more and more as I do this, just doing art in general, is that I had to give more of my art pieces time to, I'll just say, dry when, it's a digital art piece, but the concept still holds where you're letting the artwork sit for a bit while you come back to it later. Because once you do that, you never need to worry about things like, well, no, you will worry about it. It's just you won't burn out so fast, or you won't tunnel vision into your piece, and you won't acknowledge something is wrong with the piece in some way. Like you won't notice the anatomy's off, or the lighting's sloppy, or you'll have your nabby slightly tilted to one side because you're left-handed and you just spent so much time not flipping your canvas, that sort of thing. So, taking some sleep is definitely the route to go for my long rant on not tackling slip. I know that I'll go to sleep around 9ish because, one, I have to go to work early, and two, I still need to let this set, acknowledge how this is going. Because I think I'm nearly done with this specifically. And of course, there's still so much to tackle. That's one thing that I'm getting better at when it comes to, I guess, art life stuff, is to give yourself a bit of time to let the piece percolate on the canvas and take your eyes off of it for a bit so you can acknowledge what's actually wrong with it more objectively than doing it constantly in the moment. Because when you're constantly in the moment, you kind of like start noticing, oh, you didn't do this specifically, so you have time to kind of just double that out. And I'm getting better at, or at least I am making more of an effort to, what is this? Okay. You need to rotate much, much more. Alright, so you probably need to go much further that way. Okay. Forward, out. Maybe like swap. How you looking? Okay, you're looking less awful. How you looking with the body? Get to the body. I think one thing that's kind of throwing me is that tongue's going so far into the body that looks unreal. Yeah, like he's batting up against the back. I probably could just set the tail up so it's much further, because I can do it. If you select the layer itself, you can move the entire animation without worrying about working with stuff too much. Though, it now looks like his tail's coming from his back. Yeah, you're right. Quickly, I did most of the straight lines, but I'll work at it again this weekend. Thank you for the stream. Have a good rest of it, and I hope to catch you next one. Yeah, see you later, Little Pad. Nice to, thanks again for the follow, and, I hope we can see each other again. How we doing with it? Oh, sugar. Okay. Yeah, you gotta have the layer selected before you move it. Otherwise, you'll end up with little pops. Yeah, work off that and kind of like see what I could do here. And then we'll know. Okay, that's looking much better. Much better. Yes. Alright, so now the tongue's not immediately smacking into the back of his leg just yet. Alright. Now next is probably just the tongue shine, right? Get the tongue shine. And the tongue shine's harder to do because you're basically going off a dot off your gut. So that's going to be tough. But we're going to do it one dot at a time and rely on basically mind memory. And we're going to go, it's not going to be outline, but it's going to be straight ahead style animation where I'm basically just going forward without blocking it in so hard. So let's see how it looks. Looks like it I could probably work this down. Or Q down some more. Oh. That's completely different. Let's get rid of this and try something smarter, maybe. So it starts here. So yeah, smooth this a bit. Smooth this much more. Go off of that. going up. Have you ever heard the actual original orchestrated version of I guess the Tetris theme? I think it's called Korobinki, I think it is. And I believe Game Boy Music V is also called Kalinka, I think it's called. And actually listening to those, I don't know if it's like a Russian opera. I don't know what genre of music that is. Like the actual classical Russian theme is pretty interesting. Especially since it got on the actual Game Boy, which is like, oh, that's pretty interesting. But yeah, like thinking about it, he probably did that as like an equivalent of playing Beethoven as a default music thing, because paying for non-public domain music was not a thing a programmer could do. I don't like the wiggle of this. Oh, wiggle, I don't like that. Maybe I could just copy the Okay, let's try here. Ah, this one is it. Well, you know what would be the most insane thing? If Rush E was on a Tetris soundtrack. You know Rush E from, I guess it's not Rush E, but you know, that infamous piano thing on YouTube? Where it's supposed to be impossible to play on an actual piano. Because it's so fast. That'd be wacky if Tetris had that song. There probably is. There's probably a mod on one of the new Tetrises on the PC. What's the newest Tetris out right now? I've never actually looked to see what the new Tetris is out. Got it. Let's actually go on Steam. Oh, even you can see my Steam game list of games that I don't freaking play. That's not it. We're gonna go browsing. Actually, no. We shouldn't be doing that because I should get back to work. I'll look up Tetris later. I keep getting myself distracted because I should at least get myself going here. I guess I keep stun locking myself in terms if you want to go with streamer terms, I guess. Okay, get back to you. I'm interested in seeing that new DuckTales cartoon because apparently the moon theme's actually in that cartoon. I'm like, oh, I can't believe they actually gave a crap about that game. I mean, I'm sure it's a notable game in, I guess, DuckTales lore, but it's like, I'm so used to, I guess, non-callbacks of these things that I was assuming it would probably just suck. So it's interesting. I am curious about catching more, I guess, classic, or not classic cartoons, but I guess cartoon reboots. There's a lot of I don't really keep track of many cartoon reboots, or even just cartoons these days, because I'm just busy doing my own cartoons. So it's one of those things where I need to reinvigorate my, I guess, palette of life experience. I don't know, but it probably would be better if I just did the palette of life experience on actual life experiences. So touching grass, of course, is among those in life experiences. So it would be better of me if I touched more grass than watched more cartoons, because at the end of the day, it ends up just being incestuous. If you end up making most of your, I guess, consumption of artistic inspiration just other pieces of art, you end up not making art that's any deeper than the typical hits of your contemporaries. Like, if you're constantly making stuff that's referencing other existing properties, like you're constantly making Star Wars references, or constantly like making shout outs to video games that you played lately, you tend to not think about a fairly unique perspective when it comes to a new input and finding new ideas and things, because you mostly just go to the same pools as everyone else. When, you know, a lot of people say draw from real life, and there's a bit of there's something to that, where if you go out in real life and kind of experience real life, you'll be able to draw on stories that are completely unique to you and not just a synthesis of someone else's ideas that was already on the shows. And I am getting better, well, not completely better, but I am kind of getting myself to push myself to do more, I guess, grass touching activities. I think I've noticed this immediately with one of the authors that I spoke with, or had speaking at my panel last weekend. Excuse me. Where, you know, he's an electrician, and his book is very inspired by a lot of the stuff that he did as an electrician at like 3 in the morning, doing overnight jobs and pulling out, digging up stuff underneath Chicago. And it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of cool that he's finding that kind of atmosphere and having a more authentic Chicago experience than, say, a Jim Butcher thing. Because apparently Jim Butcher's never been to Chicago, which blows my mind. Because I've heard a lot that Jim Butcher is fairly accurate when it comes to depicting Chicago, but I still haven't read much of the Dresden Files to really know. So, it's one of those things. Urban fantasy is kind of one of those genres where I'm sort of like not as familiar with, because I guess my reference pools for that is I guess Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, I guess Jake Long and Juniper Lee, if I want to extend that to cartoons. Those are roughly in that ballpark, but in general, I'm not super up to, I guess, urban fantasy that much. So, it is what it is with that. And maybe Shin Megami Tensei or Persona are in that genre too. Man, I keep peeking that mic. Every time I start a new sentence or have a higher pitch, the mic peaks so hard. Yeah, well. I think I'm just gonna drop. I'll just drop an outline on this and just be done. Move you away. Move this away so it's not. Move the tail stuff so it's not in the way. Then we're gonna outline that shit. FX outline, and that should affect the entire animation. That's one thing that will really speed up your process with the FX, is if you select a layer and then do your outline effects, you'll affect every frame in that layer, so that's real convenient. Move back down. Oops. Man, I still have not played a lot of Odyssey that much. I've gone through the beginning of Odyssey, but I haven't really done a shitload with Odyssey that much. Yeah, it still looks... Tongue still looks so... a little choppier than I'd like. But I think I've made a decent amount of progress with this that I could just let it go for tonight. Anywho, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for, watching my silly stream here as I just blow most of this stream just dealing with this tongue. But I've made so much progress on this that I think if I spent more time tomorrow, if I just just lock in on this tomorrow, I could get this done by the weekend, or at least knock out this specific commission by the weekend. So, yeah, I'll see. So, anywho, thanks for stopping by. I intend to stream next week. I don't know which day, but I do plan to stream next week. So, the next time I stream, subscribe or follow me next time. Then, hit the notification to know exactly when I'm going to be streaming. So, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to be wrapping the stream now. Have a good night.